Being in shape is extremely rare nowadays, and it's just a very easy way to separate yourself. It's probably one of the easiest ways to separate yourself. And to be quite frank with you, everybody should be in shape regardless, male and female. But this is a male channel, so I'm talking to my fellas mainly. And guys, especially for you guys, it's really easy to separate yourself if you get in shape because not to sound elitist, but you really your competition is really no competition when you do get in shape. Let's take a look at your competition. What is your competition? The guy that drinks beer on weekends and watches games back to back, constantly gets drunk, is constantly eating tacos from Taco Bell, constantly hitting a drive through, constantly indulging in buckets of ice cream. That's going to be your competition. And when you get your body in shape, which is one of the easiest things to do if you really stick with it, right? You're going to be above the competition to some extent. Like I said, not to sound like an elitist, but you're going to give yourself a leg up. And I'm not saying that fixing your physique is the end all be all, but it's going to be a hell of a change. Guys that were very overweight, were very obese, they start losing weight. They see a lot of changes. They see a lot of changes from their job to their friends to their relationships. They'll tell you that. I mean, just look on YouTube, look at a whole bunch of different videos and see all these people talking about how their life changed when they got in shape because nature respects people that are in shape. People respect people that are in shape. It's just the way it goes. And a lot of people get pissed and they get mad about how society treats overweight people. And to be honestly, this is a controversial take. I don't think it's a society thing. I think it's a nature thing. Nature itself is going to treat you bad when you are out of shape. Nature is going to throw health risks at you. And a lot of people say, "Oh, I was healthy when I was big." No, you were not. The fat itself is not some kind of dormant blob. It's active. It's actively working against you. Your fat cells are living entities, right? They're pressing down on your organs. And if you're not sick yet, if you don't have problems yet, and that's another thing too. Yes, there's no such thing as a healthy big person because go up a flight of steps, you're winded already. Okay? So just by you being healthy is going to separate yourself. And when we're talking about attraction, when we're talking about the dating world, I mean, it's a world of difference. People that have lost hundreds of pounds will say this. People all of a sudden start looking at them. Yes, this is natural. Like I said, you people could say it's a societal thing and it's some kind of construct, but to be honest, no, it's not. It's really nature doing its thing because when you are very out of shape, and I'm not telling anyone that doesn't want to be in shape, I'm not telling them to get in shape. I could really care less. I'm not in the business of telling people. I'm just saying for people who want to lose weight or want to be in shape or are already in shape that can relate to this, this is something that has been observed over and over again. Losing hundreds of pounds, people are going to just start treating you better and you can get mad. Like I said, in your job is going to get much more easier for you to maybe move up or your boss to start looking at you in a new light because when your coworkers see that you are in shape, they're going to automatically think that you have structure, that you have discipline. And to some extent, that's true. Not saying that people that are bigger don't have discipline or structure, but if you think about this, if you can't respect your own body, right? If you can't respect the only thing that you are in, because you can't leave your body. You can't be like, okay, I want to leave my body for 5 minutes and do something else. I want to levitate out of this world unless you're sleeping, right? But if you can't take care of your body, then that's a huge indicator. So by you being fit, when you walk into a room, when you walk into a lounge, walk into a restaurant, anything of that nature, and people see that you are in shape, they're gonna start looking. You're gonna have some eyes on you. And hey, look, it's not all about validation, and we should validate ourselves and we should have that inner confidence. But at the same time, it's kind of hard to be confident when your shirt is hugging your belly, right? When your belly is showing through your shirt, when your shirt looks weird, it looks disproportionate. The front looks super 3D, but you got skinny arms, or you have back fat, you have a whole bunch of disproportionate body parts. It's kind of hard to be confident, because you can have confidence on the inside all you want, but trust and believe, man, we can all sit here and try to act like that it doesn't matter how you look, but it does. And like I said, just by you being in shape is going to start getting you noticed more. Now, all of a sudden, you have more romantic options. When a guy goes in a restaurant, goes in a nice lounge, if you live in a big city, you go into a lounge or whatever, you might just be going there. You got your nice clothes on. You might be with some friends, whatever. You're going to be one of the first people to get noticed because you are in great shape. And automatically, not every single chick in there, don't get it twisted. You're not going to be some kind of freaking Casanova. You're not going to be some type of Romeo just because you got in shape. But by you being in shape, you're going to turn a lot of heads. Not everyone, not every chick is going to find you attractive, but best believe a chunk are, right? There's going to be a few that are going to start looking at you. There's going to be a few that give you little flirtatious stares. You can bet that, because most guys that these chicks deal with are out of shape as hell. Let's just be honest. And a lot of guys can lie to themselves and say that it doesn't matter. That's stupid. Oh, he's working out. That's dumb as hell. That doesn't even matter. They could keep saying that and lying to themselves, but they're going to keep seeing guys that are in shape getting chicks, right? It doesn't tell you don't have to be a billionaire. You don't have to be a millionaire. A fit body, a fit, healthy body is worth more than $1 million fucking dollars. And you can bet that, right? Not saying to be broke, but hell, even you being in shape is going to help you out financially, because your discipline, like I said, is going to separate you from the herd. Your discipline is going to carry over from working out to money, to family, to other aspects of your life, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. I'm sure you guys have heard of that. And women are going to notice that. Women are going to notice that. They're going to be lusting after you. I know a lot of guys say that lust is a bad thing. To be honest with you, my personal opinion, obviously I'm just some guy on YouTube, but actually I think it's a healthy thing, and I think that is something that is needed, especially in relationships, because why the hell would you not have a healthy type of lust for the person that you are in a relationship with? And by you being very in shape, you're blowing a competition out of the water, because most of these young ladies are with guys, like I said in the beginning of the video, stuffing their face down with ice cream, eating any and everything with no self-control. So when she sees you come along, she's like, dang, this guy is different and he's turning me on, right? A lot of fit guys, shout out Ron Wills. He's mentioned this many times, male exotic dancers, they get paid money. They're the ones that get paid money by females. I bet you this, if those guys had dad bods, they wouldn't get paid a single damn cent. They'll just be standing in the corner twerking like a weirdo in the corner, and I'm talking about male exotic dancers. They'll be in the corner twerking the freaking songs by themselves and not getting any money thrown at them. And what was the difference? Just their body, just their physicality. And guys need to understand this, that by you doing the bare minimum basic, and to be honest with you, being in shape is something that is bare minimum. People treat it like it is such a big deal. And that's why a lot of these videos, right, it seems like something elementary. It seems like something that should be common. Like, yeah, duh, being in shape is common sense. But no one does it, right? Only a handful of people go into a room, go into a restaurant, go into a lounge, bar, club, especially bars and clubs. That's where the most, I'm gonna be completely blunt here. That's where the most low level dudes are. Of course, you got your and in the same breath, kind of ironic, some of the most elite dudes are in there too as well sometimes. But some of the most out of shape guys are in the club, are in the bars, getting drunk for the fifth time this week. It's like you have no business in a very sexually charged environment, and you're super out of shape. That is the main thing that the opposite sex is looking for, that women are looking for. Hey, does this guy turn me on? Does his physique turn me on? That's one of the main things. And by you being in shape, whatever type of situation that you want, hey, some of my guys out here want a more fling type of situation. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not here to judge. I've done it. A lot of guys, is that's what they want. That's especially if they're younger. Hey, look, wet your whistle, so to speak. Soy or royal oats if you want to. I'm not encouraging it, but people are going to do what they're going to do. Whether you're looking for a fling, a relationship, marriage, a lot of guys that are married fall into that whole, oh, I'm married, I could just chill and get out of shape, right? The common, that's just the herd. Most guys do that. Most guys are going to get into a relationship, go totally blubber, and the attraction falls off, the sex falls off. And by you being in shape, you're going to be different, like I said, from all the other dudes that she's been with. Because all the other guys had that same thought like, oh, yep, I'm in a relationship now. Let me slam this bucket of Ben and Jerry's. Let me slam this bucket of Bluebell. Let me slam this bucket of Popeyes and biscuits and just get big and everything is going to be all right. So that is the competition, and not to phrase things in some sort of oh, my life is a competition type of thing, but to certain extent it kind of is. Why wouldn't you want to give yourself a leg up? Why wouldn't you want to make your life easier? But to make your life easier, you got to put in a little bit of pain, and that little bit of pain is the thing that makes people run away, which is why no one will remember your name. Like Troy, no one will remember your name. So anyway, with that being said, fellas, separate to elevate. Peace.